Welcome to Graceful Healing, a podcast to get straight talk about healing and living again. My name is Maureen Lake. I'm a holistic health coach, speaker, author, and thyroid disease fighter. Each week, I'll be bringing you graceful conversations to inspire you to seek new ways to hit the reset button to catapult your health and vitality to new levels. Listen in and open your heart to all the new possibilities. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hi, Michelle. How are you today?
I am great. How are you doing, Maureen?
Oh, I'm doing good. I want to hear so much about your trip. I can't believe that you've come and gone already. It seems like it was a blink of an eye.
It's really funny how fast time goes, because I feel like, we had this on the books, the planning of it for like over a year, and now it's over.
Wow.
It's crazy.
You really planned it over a year ago?
Well, we booked it over a year because it was really, the whole trip started because I wanted to get to Amsterdam for tulip season.
Oh.
And it's such a popular time of the year that for this river cruise that we were doing, you really have to book that pretty far in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So that was great. We had such a great time, saw so many, new sights, which was really fun. And we drank a lot of wine and ate a lot of great food.
Have you ever been in that part of the world before?
No, I hadn't. And it really wasn't even on our radar, to be honest. We had a few years ago did like a little bucket list, and this wasn't quite on there, although the tulips were. Mm-hmm. And so then we just started working backwards from Amsterdam and, started in Switzerland and did a Rhine River cruise.
Cool.
We were in France, Germany, Holland, and Switzerland. Yeah. So it was great. I mean, so much history and beauty, and we met so many nice people.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's like an added bonus, huh?
You know what? It really was, because we started out the trip, just the two of us on our own, and did some exploring. And then we got on our ship in Basel, Switzerland, and there were 160 people. And I got to tell you this funny story right off the bat. I looked across the room and I thought that somebody looked familiar. And it turned out that this couple, husband and wife, were there with their 3 sons and their wives, and they were from Tucson.
Oh, how funny.
I know, right? And so that was kind of funny because, here you are halfway around the world.
Yeah.
And, people from basically your own backyard.
That's hysterical. You can't get away from them.
I know, it was really funny. And I always think of Tucson as a small town, but it really isn't, So that was a good way to start the trip. But yeah, we really enjoyed meeting people from, all over the country, and sort of in different phases of life, but kind of similar.
Mm-hmm. Were most of them Americans?
Yes, on the ship there was actually a few Canadians and one German woman who was there with her brother, who was actually our wine expert. And everybody else was American.
Oh, wow.
So that made it, kind of nice. But when we stopped at different cities, we had guides who were locals. Mm-hmm. So we got to meet lots of different people that way.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really fun.
That would be, because oftentimes you go on a vacation and you're not with a tour or on a boat. It's so isolating. Yeah.
And, it's so funny because if you could have asked me this like 5 years ago, would we be tour people? I was like, no way. Mm-hmm. And of course, Ed, even more so. And we have really gotten where we enjoy that, because you get your own time, but people are just so interesting. Mm-hmm. And it's nice to, meet people from all around. And then also tours, you get to learn history and things that you wouldn't necessarily know if you were on your own.
Right.
And I just eat that stuff up.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of that.
When I went to Ireland last year, we did a tour, and I agree 100%. I mean, we met people that I'm still friends with today.
Isn't that
Yeah.
Right?
And you just make these connections and have fun and don't have to worry about a lot of stuff because it's all taken care of for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really like that part too.
Me too.
Because I do love to plan, but I'm not very good at all the details of things like that, like where to stay and what to do. So I like it works perfectly for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a matter of fact, we met some people that I do feel, like you said, I think we'll stay connected. We talked about going to visit them in Oregon. And,
Oh, cool.
next time this one family, when they come to Tucson, we'll probably see them next winter. So yeah,
that's really neat.
It is. It is. And, the world is big, but it's also pretty small.
Exactly. Yeah. So did you find that most people were they similar age, similar lifestyle, different?
Yeah, a little bit of all of it. Similar in age. It was a wide range. I was a little nervous that we would be like the youngest people or on the younger end, but because you kind of, the demographic for river cruising tends to be a little older, but we were not the youngest. Definitely, we met a couple from the DC area. This was like their third river cruise, and they're probably in their late 40s.
Oh.
Yeah, all the way through people who were in their mid to late 80s that they were happy to stay on the ship. They weren't as active, but they enjoyed sort of the companionship and learning about, the regions, even if they weren't able to always go out and do a bike ride or a hike or anything. So it's really kind of a cool way to unpack once and see a lot of things. You don't get any in-depth touring, but you get a little taste of things. And the people, similar backgrounds in terms of, I would say, demographic, but on the other hand, people from a wide range of occupations and from all over the country. We met one group that I think there were like 18 of them, and they had all gone to high school together.
Oh, wow.
And they still lived in the Minneapolis or Minnesota area, and they were all like best friends. And I was like, that is so cool, but so foreign to me, because like you're really my only friend from high school that I stay in touch with.
Well, it's like that sense of community is so important.
Yeah. And I think, as we're getting older, I think I'm starting to appreciate that so much more than I think I ever did. Really, especially women in my life, the sisterhood sort of idea that we're there for each other and we can learn from each other.
So for the most part, did people seem, as health coaches, or as, I have to ask this question, but did people seem healthy or balanced in their lifestyle?
I would say there was a wide range. There were a lot of really active people that even, they may not physically look as fit as maybe, somebody that I would know for sure is an athlete kind of a thing. But they were, on the hikes and the bike rides and, really in an active lifestyle. Like it didn't appear that this was just 1 week out of the year where they were going to be active.
That's good.
It's hard to tell with diet because, oh my gosh, there's so much good food. And unlike a ocean cruiser, there's just one dining room. So, you don't have as many choices of food, but everything is so good. That's the one thing I will say I really missed is I could eat cheese and bread and wine every day on this trip. And if I did this at home, I would just feel awful. So it's something about the way they make, bread, wine, and cheese in Europe.
I know. Isn't that the truth? It's so true.
So true.
Yeah.
And so, I was really kind of paying attention as a health coach. There was a fitness person I forgot what they called them, but he was the fitness guy. And there was no real workout place. So we would work out in the morning. And he did teach me a lot of new things that I could do in my office and, without any equipment. So that was kind of fun. A little bit different take on how to stay active. Not compensating for all the bread, wine, and cheese I ate, but
yeah. I think it's interesting because sometimes you can see where people seem to be doing everything right, really careful with their diet and really gung-ho with their exercise, but their life still is lacking certain things. And I think, I know with our retreat, what we're trying to compensate for is the mental, spiritual, and emotional aspects that people aren't getting.
Yep.
And I think just listen to you talk about the sense of community and making new friends, even when you're just together on a random place on a ship and you make new connections. It's such an important piece of our health.
Yeah, it really is. And I think what just struck me was how, here's a group of 160 people. And, there were groups of people who were traveling together, but there were probably 50% of us that weren't.
Mm-hmm.
Yet at the end of just 7 days, you form new friendships. And I mean, maybe there were people on the ship who didn't, but I'd be really surprised if there was anybody who just sat in their, cabin or ate dinner alone. I never saw, anybody in that way. So I think it is, as you age also, it becomes more important. Otherwise, you do have that big hole in your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just feel like without having everything in some type of balance or try to work for some type of balance, you will get sick, even though you're trying to eat really well and exercise. If you have like that hole in your heart.
Oh, yeah. So and that all those studies that show, or even, you can't really read a magazine now without seeing that it is mind, body, spirit. It really is. And spirit can look different for lots of people. I think that as people age, there might be more of a connection to church or religion. And, interesting. There's something that came up right after I got back is, have you heard of Andrew Weil?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So he started his path in integrative medicine in Tucson. And he has an integrative medicine college as part of the medical school. So he and a more traditional Western doctor did a talk in Tucson right after I got back in town. It was like a day or two after. And it was in a theater on the U of A campus that is pretty large. And the place was packed. And I was probably one of the younger people there.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Yeah. It was really interesting to see. The crowd was really on the upper end of baby boomers, I would say. And so it occurred to me, wow, as we age, we become really looking and seeking for new ways to take care of ourselves.
Absolutely.
And so their talk was titled Prevention versus Intervention. So it was an interesting talk, but really what I got more out of it was just looking around and seeing that, the crowd where you think there's this push with younger generation for healthy lifestyle, but really I think it's tending to be a little bit older than we, initially think. And looking for, not just, like you said, the diet and exercise, some of the other things.
Yeah. I think we've gotten to a point in our life because of our going through so many different passages and where we are landed today that we know that we need more than just diet and exercise. We need to have that mental stimulation, obviously the spiritual.
Yeah.
And then the emotional aspects of, like you said, a sisterhood with other women and being able to talk openly and not feel like you're being judged about anything. I mean, we all at this point in our lives have experienced a lot of loss, a lot of different emotions that can come to mind. And we just need a safe place to be able to come together. And that's what I'm so happy about with our retreat is that
me too.
We're just building it that way. So
yeah, and really, making a personal connection for, some people that we're hoping are going to attend are looking for that. And some people are, maybe don't even know that would be an outcome. So I think this is going to be so fun.
I know. In the way that we're going about it with all the different, incredible activities that are going to seem like fun on the outset of it, but as they come to completion, the change that's going to occur because of it. That's what I'm so mostly excited about.
Me too. So when are we ready to take some registrations?
I think we're ready anytime now.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So people who might be interested that are listening today should let you know. Should we have the website up or what's the next step?
I'll put a link in the comments and they can either email, we can send them some information directly. I think right now we're working on our waiting list, but we have plenty of information to share as far as location, dates, all that. And we should probably talk about that, Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the center that we're going to.
Okay, so Tanque Verde Guest Ranch. It's been around for quite a while. It used to be an old dude ranch. I guess you could still think of it that way, but it is a guest ranch. They have horses on property. They have, they're right at the foothills of I think they're called the Rincon Mountains in Tucson. So there's lots of nice hiking and just a really beautiful setting, kind of out of town, but still in town. So it's very convenient and easy to get to from the airport. And it'll be like a world away, a world apart.
Yeah. What I love too is that it's all inclusive. I mean, all the meals are taken care of. All the activities are taken care of. All you have to do is show up.
Show up. That's right. And the really cool thing is the way we're going to structure the day is we can do some outdoor things early in the morning because it's really nice in September. The mornings are really cool. Fall is in the air, but it's still pretty warm during the afternoon. So we'll be indoors for that time in cool air conditioning. So nobody has to really worry about the heat, but it'll be beautiful and it'll be spiritual. And we'll talk about, how to keep us connected to other people as well as diet and exercise, perhaps, and some Reiki.
Yep.
And I did just attend a workshop last weekend on energy medicine. And I think there's some people in Tucson that I might be able to connect with that could come and give a little talk about that. They have more expertise than I do. But I just got so much out of that. I really think that's a good fit for our retreat.
Yeah. And even there's some people that might attend that have never meditated before. And so you'll get some instruction along those lines. We just have so many different things planned.
It's going to be so hard to pack it all in, isn't it?
I know. It really is.
We'll have to start planning retreat 2.0.
Yeah. And I'm so excited. I love horses. I mean, I used to own a horse. And so just the fact of I know I'm going to go on a breakfast trail ride. It's just part of my agenda already, but I love taking care of them. So it's so therapeutic just to brush the horses and clean their hooves and just things like that you just don't kind of stop and think about, but you'll have that kind of opportunity as well if you want to take it.
Yeah, and I think even people who, may not feel comfortable getting on a horse, which there might be somebody out there like that just to kind of get up close and personal to a horse.
Exactly.
They're so intuitive. And
I know.
I think that could be, actually, I've seen it be life-changing for some people.
Oh, me too.
So that'll be fun. And, and we'll have a nice mix of fun in there. We won't make people work hard the whole time. There's a nice pool. So, people should bring their swimsuits if they want to lounge a little bit. And the food's supposed to be excellent. I think, let's see, from what I remember, because of the time of year, they'll still have their Saturday night barbecue.
Oh, fun.
Which is kind of a, Western tradition. So that'll be really fun.
Yeah. It'll be great.
Yeah,
so great fun.
It's going to be great. So I will get us some more information for you to put onto the registration.
Great. That'll be perfect.
And we've got the date set, right?
We do.
September 20th to 22nd.
Yep. Can't wait.
Yeah. So pretty exciting.
I know. And I just think we'll be able to make some new healthy relationships, a lot of meaningful work. You'll have peace of mind and you're going to leave with new confidence. That's what I just can't get over. It's just going to be so empowering for so many women.
I agree. And, I'm so excited. It'll be like you said earlier about being this point in our life where you can speak openly and no judgment. And so this will definitely be a no judgment zone.
Exactly.
People will come and open up their hearts and make some really great spiritual connections.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yay! I know. I don't want to wish time away, but I sure am excited.
I am too. It'll be a lot of fun.
Great. Well, I have totally enjoyed our time together today. It's good to reconnect after a few weeks.
I know. I mean, the time went by so fast when I was thinking about you over in Europe. And then when I stop and realize well, wait a minute, we haven't done a podcast in a couple of weeks. So
I know.
It's been longer than it seems.
Yeah, it really, the time went fast, but kind of hit the ground running when I got home. But now life is returning to normal.
Well, that's good. Normal is good.
Normal is good. And my mom, who used to, one of her favorite sayings was, boring is good.
Oh.
And I didn't understand that when I was in my 20s, but I sure do now.
I know. Just being able to allow yourself to pause and do nothing.
Yeah.
Because we're constantly thinking that you have to do something. You have to fill in your time. You have to be active. You have to be doing this and that. But you know what? You don't have to be doing all that all the time.
No, and your calendar doesn't have to be filled. That's
right.
One of those things that I think another benefit to getting older.
Yeah, and it's hard. That's a hard adjustment to make, mentally and psychologically, that it's okay to not do any, it's okay to rest.
Yes, yes.
And it's restorative. We all need it.
That would be one of the topics we might want to talk about too at our retreat, because this whole concept of Sabbath, actually taking a day and turning off your phone and turning off your television and just having a quiet day for whether it's meditation or taking a walk outside, something that's contemplative and restorative.
Right.
So
right. We
might just have to work that into our busy schedule of our retreat.
There'll be plenty of downtime.
I know,
we'll make sure that
of all the great things we're going to do, but we're going to work that in too.
We sure are. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, good. Well, stay tuned, people out there, and get your registration in, because it really is a small group. We want to keep it small.
Very small and intimate, and we're just starting the wait list now, so let us know if you're interested. That'd be great.
Yeah. All right. Well,
awesome.
I will look forward to our conversation next week.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. If you can, take a moment and give us a review, and please join the VIP room in Facebook for more discussion and insights. You can find us at Graceful Healing Podcast VIP room. See you there, and see you next time.